કિરીટભાઈ,
હા,
કિરીટભાઈ તમે ચાલુ કરો છો પછી મ્યુટ કરી દો છો કારણ કે અમે વચ્ચે સવાલ પૂછીએ તો તમને સંભળાતું નથી હોતું.
do I mute everybody? No. Let's see.
તો અમે દર વખતે કોઈ સવાલ પૂછે છે ને તો તમને નથી સંભળાતું.
Oh, okay. So let me see if I'm making any mistake here.
Okay.
Stop recording audio conference, disable attendee chat, manage participants. Oh, it is okay. All right. Unmute. Okay. All right. I think it was getting mute from here automatic. So I'm taking them up. I'm taking mute out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll start now. Okay. Jai Jai. Hello. Yeah. Oh, you need the link? Yeah, same link, okay? Okay, bye, thanks. Bye. We'll do Mangalacharan.
Namo Loe Savariyantam, Namo Loe Savaridanam, Namo Loe Savayiriyam, Namo Loe Savujayam, Namo Loe Savatrikavati Savanam, Omkaramendo Sanyupancham Jayanti Yogina, Kamadam Okshadam Che Omkaraya Namo, Manganam Bhagavanayo, Manganam Ukkamuni, Manganam Kunkundari, Ujendram Osumanganam Namasanari. Swanubhutya Jathasti Swadhay Bhavaya Vivaha Nirusanidata.
Okay. Namo Rantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Aryanam, Namo Jam, Namo Loe Savusanam, Eso Panchanam Karasa Vapa Panasam Mangalancha Sarasing Pramam Hoinglam, Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityan Dayanti Yoginam Kamadam Mokslam Cheva Omkaraya Namo Nama. Nama Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chitsava Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Agnana Timinandanam Gnana Anjan Salakha Chaksuran Militam Yena Tasme Sri Guruve Nama Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayvantavarto Omkarnad Jinano Jayvantavarto Jinana Samo Sarana Sau Jayvantavarto Ne Tirthachara Jagama Jayvantavarto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkarnadane Omkara Sangaryotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dhvani Divyano Jina Kunda Dhvani Apya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupamagati Pamel Sarve Siddhane Vandi Kahun Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asamaya Prabhrata Hare Hum Eka Suddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darshanamaya Kare Kain Anyate Maru Jari Paramanu Matranati Hare Jamanetra Tema Jnana Nati Karaka Nati Vedakare Jani Jakarmodaya Nirajara Bandate Majamokshane Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Sri Siddhartmane Namaha. Jai Jindra everybody. Let's see. Unmute. Okay, So what we were talking last week, that we were talking about Panch Paravartan. And Panch Paravartan subject is very important to understand, and it will give us idea about eternity, what eternity means to us. We always say it's our soul is eternal and everything, but we don't know what eternity means. I mean, we have idea that eternity is eternity, but when we know this Panch Paravartan, it gives the vast space of the infinity, that how long am I existing? There's a question that how long am I existing? Forever. What is that forever means? So that's what it says. So we'll quickly go through first two paravartans that we talked last week, and then we'll go proceed further. So there are types of 5 types of paravartans are there. I missed. Okay. So cycle of first one is cycle of matter. In cycle of matter is a dravya paravartan. Paravartan or parivartan is the same word. It's related to the matter particles acceptance and renunciation. Quasi-karma cycle of matter and karma cycle of matter. Second will be second is a space, a cycle of space, means kshetra paravartan, to touch the space points of the space related cycle. Third is cycle of time, kal paravartan, cycle related to having birth and death related to time cycle. Fourth is cycle of incarnation, bhav paravartan, to accept birth and death related to infernal, etc. realms. And fifth is cycle of thoughts, bhav paravartan, having changes occurring due to passion and yoga related birth and deaths. So out of which we talk about the cycle of matter, dravya paravartan, that what it says, that transmigratory soul keeps on accepting material karma particles, and quasi-karma particles means no karma. As we discussed last time, the soul, the transmigratory soul keeps on accepting material particle, means the karma particle, every moment, every samay. In one samay, as we said, that in 1 second, it is this very smallest part second. There's going to be noise. There's some noise coming. Let's see. Okay. All right. You know, can you mute from your angle, and when you question, you can unmute yourself? That may be better, I guess. So, so you have control on mute, unmute rather than me over here. Okay. All right. So, transmigratory soul keeps on accepting material particle, whether it's a soul in Nigod, the lowest form of life, or the soul at a 13th Gunsthanak, means the Aryan Bhagwan. They all keep on accepting material particles. So from first Gunsthanak all the way to 13th Gunsthanak, everybody keeps on accepting material particles. That means karma particles. And they also accept quasi-karma particles. Like, what was my weight at birth? Maybe 5 pounds, 6 pounds, whatever it was. And now it is 135, 136 pounds. What happened? Because my soul, me as a soul, kept on accepting quasi-karma particles, means quasi-karma particle means the particles related to making of the body. As we know medically, that the skin keeps on losing the top layer, and from the bottom layer, that regeneration keeps on occurring. And those are the quasi-karma particles. So one keeps on accepting that for all the time. Then what happens? Time to time, he also discards those particles in the future. Well, every week I have to cut my nails. Why? Because my nail particles get discarded, and so I just take them out. Same thing, lots of body particles, internal particles, they keep on discarding themselves because new one are getting accepted all the time. So this thing happens time to time to all the living beings continuously. Now, what does in first Samay, living being accept those particles with their own unique intensity of greasiness, dryness, color, taste, smell, etc. The particles that I'm going to accept right now, particles that I'm going to accept, whether it's a karma particle or quasi-karma particle. So what they have their own unique intensity of greasiness, dryness, color, taste, smell, etc. All those characteristics assigned to the Pudgal, means matter. That keeps on happening. Now, at the same time, the soul who accept these particles, they also, here. And this material particle also has their own intense, medium, and mild intentions. In the sense, me as a soul accepting these particles, that I may have my inclination in the milder form or in the medium form or intense form. So two guys are playing part over here. One is a material particle and other is a soul. Material particle with their own characteristics get attached with their greasiness, dryness, color, taste, smell, and the soul has its own inclination of intense, medium, or mild intentions. Now what it says, when exactly the same situation occurs in the future with similar karma particle and self-inclination, then it is one cycle of matter. At this point, for example, I accepted so many karma particles with such and such intensity, such amount of greasiness, dryness, color, taste, smell, etc. from the material particle point of view. And at the same time, my soul has certain inclination of intense, medium, or mild. Both the things occurring exactly the same thing, exactly the same time, then it will be cycle of matter. It is really absolutely a long time to have the exact same thing happen. So this is for cycle of matter, and infinite such cycle passed by so far. Number one, to have the exact same type of situation occurring with the karma particles and no karma particles, as well as soul's inclination, and those three things matching exactly at the same time, it occurs after a long time. The infinite amount of choices pass by. Each set of 24 Tirthankar is called Chavisi, and infinite of those choices pass by, and at that time same thing will happen to me, and that is called one Dravya Paravart, one cycle of matter, and those are the infinite cycle of matter I have passed by. Now it gives vastness of the time for me, that how long am I existing. When we talk about Rishabdev, we just said 1 crore years before, it becomes kind of beyond thought process, beyond acceptance process. Now we are talking about this kind of 24 sets of Tirthankar occurring infinite times in the future, in the past, and there is one cycle of matter passes by, and those are the infinite time matter of cycle of matter I have so far passed in my past. That gives the real vastness of the time. It gives a macro time cycle to us. There is also microscopic time, which is not the subject of discussion right now. We are talking macro time right now. What it says, because all these things, that my relationship with the matter particle is since time infinite in this fashion, that it has become kind of second nature for me. Reflexly, I keep on doing those kind of things. And it appears that I don't make any extra effort to do all those things. Actually, my real nature is to stay within myself. To stay within myself is my real nature. And instead of that, since time infinite, I get engrossed into the matter particles and I continue my transmigration. Acharya Bhagwan wants to tell us that don't get nervous, don't get frustrated, don't get depressed by just knowing that, my God, when will I be able to break this cycle? He says, there is nothing to worry about, because if I give you a room full of darkness, since time infinite, pitch darkness, and I ask you to remove, and you may say, how can I remove? It's so pitch darkness, and to remove it takes so long time. But you need a flame, one unit of flame, one matchstick. You light the matchstick, and infinite amounts of darkness, pitch darkness, will disappear in a fraction of a second. So Acharya Bhagwan says, we are telling you this time cycle. You don't have to get nervous about it, depressed about it, frustrated about it, because if we know the real thing, it can be taken care of. We come across so many people. They say, oh my God, I'm the weak person. I don't have capacity to do all these things. And when will all this thing will happen? So I'm not able to achieve Samyak Darshan. Those are the excuses, because he doesn't want to work against this mithyatva. It can be done. It can be done. I'm going to make it. That kind of confidence, we all have to have it. Then we just talk about quasi karma, no karma, dravya paravartan. We talk about 3 types of bodies. We won't go in detail because we went in great detail last time. We talked six types of paryapti, 6 types of capacity to develop. And so 3 types of body are either gross body or fluid body, number 1. Second is electric body. Third is Karman body. So these 3 types of body. Gross body means human and subhuman. Manushya and Tiryans, they have the gross body. The infernal life and celestial lives, they have the fluid body. So you can have either gross body or fluid body, but every transmigratory soul will have electric body and Karman body. So this way we have 3 bodies. We talk about 6 paryaptis, 6 types of capacity to develop. Means as soon as soul comes to a particular gati, a particular realms of existence, as soon as soul comes, it's the transmigratory soul, it starts accepting food particles, the material particles. It will take the speech particles, will take the mind particles, sense particles, body particles, and respiratory particles. And all these particles will be assimilated with the soul, and ultimately a body will be formed. If it is human, then human body will form. Those who are interested in anatomy and embryology, they can see how the things are, how the fetus develops, how the fertilized egg becomes a glob of cells, and then a gap occurs within, and then the endoderm occurs, mesoderm occurs, ectoderms occurs, and all kind of human development occurs, which is exactly the same thing that Jainism talks about since time infinite. And even if you don't believe time infinite, at least Mahavir propagated that idea 2600 years back. So if the medical science says, we know all these things, so for the last 100 and 150 years, these things are known for so long. So all these 3 forms of body, 6 types of developments, and all those things, when soul accepts the same Soul accepted this kind of things right now, and it accepts the same intensity of all these 3 bodies and 6 capacities to develop. There is a one cycle of a quasi-karma. And what happens now? Living being accept 8 types of karma with their own characteristics. When he accepts same in the future with the exact same characteristic, then it's a one cycle of karma, and time of cycle of karma and quasi-karma are same. This one we have discussed, so that's why we are going a little bit kind of faster. If there's question coming, you can just interrupt me, no problem. Now coming to the second one, cycle of space. As we said last time, that if we divide this Lokakash, universe, the cosmic space, into smallest possible space points. You take one cube, divide into 2, further into 2, further into 2. You keep on dividing till you come to the smallest possible point in which you cannot divide it further. Excuse me. That is called one space point. And this whole cosmic space is divided into innumerable space points. Now, we start with one space point. That place I took the birth. And then after I die, I go to several different realms of existence. Maybe let's say I'm human and I took the birth in this space point. And then I die, and then I went to hell, I went to heaven, I went to subhuman, and all kind of things I keep on wandering around. And when I come back again to the next space point, number 2, that will be my number 2, and thereafter the death occurs and I can go to very different space points, but they are not counted. Only in numerical order, only in lineage order, the space points that you take birth one at a time will be counted. And when that happens, then what happens? Once I complete whole space points of the cosmic space, then it will become one one cycle of space. So, how many cycle of space that I have finished so far? Infinite amount of cycle of space I have finished. That means, imagine, if I'm the human being right now, let's say this is my last life in this human being, and then I end up going to Nigod. If I'm Nigod, lowest possible form of life, I will stay there for 2.5 Pudgal Paravartan. Remember the Pudgal Paravartan, we just talked about it. 2.5 Pud, I will stay there. Time infinite, I'll stay there. When I come back, I may be going anywhere. But next space point when I touch, that will be my second life. Then a third space point in a row. So these are the things, it is absolutely infinite amount of time has passed by. Now we are coming to Kal Paravartan. Those two we have discussed, so we are not taking much time. Kal Paravartan is a time, cycle of time. Now, what cycle of time means? When we said one time cycle is kind of a wheel. A wheel in which the wheel keeps on rotating, same thing, time cycle keeps on rotating. If we take the half of the time cycle, so from beginning, I'll start going ascending time cycle, means my unhappiness will start decreasing, happiness will start increasing, and that is called ascending time cycle. Now I finish that half, and then I start descending time cycle. So ascending time cycle, there are 6 parts. Descending time cycle, there are 6 parts, and combined together will be complete one time cycle, which is of 20 Kroda Krodi Sagropam. 20 times 20 raised to 14 Sagropam years. As we talk about Sagropam years, that last time we just said Palyopam years first, Palyopam means 4 mile wide, 4 mile width, and 4 mile deep ditch filled with a very newly born sheep's hair with teeny tiny pieces that you cannot make 2 pieces, and they are just so compressed that even the chariot of the king passes, there is no suppression occurs. Out of that pit, you take, after 100 years, you take 1 hair out, and to completely empty that pit, it is called 1 Palyopam years, and 10 raised to 14 Palyopam years will be Sagropam years, and those kind of Sagropam years, we have 20 raised to 14 Sagropam will give you 20 Kroda Krodi years, and that will be 1 time cycle finished by. 1 time cycle finished by, and in that half time cycle, there is 1 Chaubisi occurs, means once 24 sets of Tirthankar occurs. Right now, we are in the descending limb of the time cycle. We are in the 5th part of the time cycle. Tirthankar will occur in the 4th time cycle, 4th ara. There are 6th ara and 6th division of a half time cycle, and in the 4th part of the descending limb or ascending limb, Tirthankar Bhagwan will be born. We are in the 5th ara, so there is no Tirthankar. Last one was Mahaviswami. So after 2500 years back, the 5th ara started. It will go for 21,000 years. Then the 6th ara will come. It will go for another 21,000 years. After the 6th ara, the ascending limb starts. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now the ascending limb starts. So another 6th one starts with 21,000. Another 5th one starts 21,000. Then the 4th ara comes, in which there are going to be Tirthankar Bhagwan. And there will be 24 Tirthankars will be there. And then there's a 3rd, 2nd, and 1st ara and things like that. So this way, we have a 20 Kroda Krodi Sagropam 1 time cycle. Now that we know this 20 raised to 14 Sagropam years, now you divide them into minimum time units. Minimum time units means in a blink of an eye, one has passed innumerable innumerable moments. Each moment. Now, see this 20 Kroda Krodi Sagropam. Now you divide into this Samay. Samay means again, blink of an eye, innumerable Samay pass by, times 20 Kroda Krodi Sagropam. How many Samays? My God, amazing amount of Samay, right? Huge number. Now, in that one, as we said, in this in this time, 2 sets of 24 Tirthankars are born. Now, you take the first Samay of that 20 Kroda Krodi Sagropam, means 1 time cycle. You take the first Samay, and you are born in that first Samay. And then you die, and whatever happens, you take the birth wherever it is. It doesn't, nothing else comes. But in the another time cycle, on the 2nd Samay, when you take the birth, that's number 2. Then number 3, number 4, number 5, like that. When in succession you finish 20 Kroda Krodi Sagropam years, then it says that you have finished 1 cycle of time, Kal Paravartan. How much it is? Infinite amount of time passes by. And this is the one in which this 1 time cycle of time infinite amount of 24 pass by, infinite amount of 24 sets of Tirthankars pass by. So then, did I ever go to Bhagwan Samaysar? Think about it. Infinite amount of 24 sets of Tirthankars are born and got liberated. And I'm hanging around since time infinite. I did go to those Samaysar infinite times. When we say, I have to have my guru, if I don't have guru, I won't get the liberation. If we talk about it, then Tirthankar Bhagwan is the highest possible guru one can ever have it. And if I went infinite times to Bhagwan Samaysar, I did not listen to the story. I did not listen to Bhagwan's message. I did not implement those messages into myself. That's the reason I'm in the transmigration. So if somebody says, you have to have guru first, you have to have guru first, if you don't have guru, nothing will happen. It's true. But guru is there, but if I have not paid attention to that, simply having guru means nothing. I have this Samaysar book over here. I have the Samaysar literature over here. If I don't open the book, if I open and I read but I don't understand, I don't digest, I don't put into my action, I don't keep on recitation of those things, I do not make any effort to go within my permanent self, eternal self, then those things are not useful to me at all. It could be guru in this life or Tirthankar Bhagwan in the future life. It won't be helping to me because I'm not prepared, because I'm not ready. And when I'm ready, everything is available in front of me. I have to be ready first. I have to have determination that I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it. When we went to Grand Canyons, we went down. Going down is very easy. Now, next day, you look up and you say, oh my God, can I make it? My daughter was 7-year-old and we went there and she says, Daddy, I can't make it. And I kept on telling her that, Reena, you can make it, you can make it. Just think about that you are going to make it. And that I'm going to make it, confidence is going to make you to come to the your aim. Anything in the life you want to do it. Come what may, I'm going to make it. Whatever things I want to achieve, I'm going to achieve it, provided I have determination. So take home message here is determination. I'm going to, so what? Infinite Kal Paravartan pass by. So what? That doesn't mean anything to me. That darkness is there for time infinite. I'm going to have a matchstick of knowledge with me and I'm going to rekindle my life and that darkness will pass away. Srimadji says, Koti varsano swapnapan jagrat thata samay. Am vibhav anadino gnan thata durtha. Means, if I'm dreaming right now and I'm sleeping since time infinite and a dream is going on and I'm really enjoying the dream. For time infinite, the dream is going on, for example. As soon as I open my eye, the dream is gone. I come back to reality. As soon as I have the knowledge, have knowledge means I listen to the real nature of the self. What is my nature of the soul? How is the soul constructed? What is the substance? What are the attributes? What are the modes? How is the soul independent? How is each and every mode is independent? What is origination? What is cessation? what is constancy, all those things. I got to know those things. I want soul. I want to have experiencing of the soul. But if I don't know what that one it is, how will I know it? So one has to make this effort. And if you are ready, if one is ready to make the effort, all the doors keeps on opening in front of him or her. So we don't have to get discouraged. That's a take-home message. Not to get discouraged. We are going to make it. We are going to make it. We are going to make it. So that's a Kal Paravartan. Now comes cycle of incarnation, Bhav Paravartan. Bhav means the 4 realms of existence are there. Infernal life, celestial life, human life, subhuman life. These are 4 types of transmigratory cycle that I keep on wandering around for time infinite. Minimum age of the infernal and celestial life is 10,000 years. Remember, if I end up going to hell, I'm going to suffer for 10,000 years. Or if I end up going to heaven, I'll be there minimum 10,000 years. And max 33 Sagropam years. Imagine you going to heaven for 33 Sagropam years. How long is the time? If as a human being, I can live for 70, 80, 90, 100 years at the most, then the 33 Sagropam years is a huge amount of time. It's so huge amount of time that for us as a mundane soul, as a human being, we just say it's an infinite time because I cannot fathom the 33 Sagropam years depth. So that's why, when we say Bhaktamar, Bhaktamar means a Bhakta Amar. Bhakta means the person who wants to achieve the liberation. He's a Bhakta, Sadhak, aspirant soul. And Amar means Amar means he as if he is not going to die forever. And who are those people? Those are the heavenly angels. They live for 33 Sagropam years max, 10,000 years minimum. So if we consider that one to be living as 33 Sagropam years, means it appears infinite amount of time as if he is there forever. So we just said he is an aspirant soul and he is going to live forever. So these are the heavenly souls are reciting the story for Tirthankar Bhagwan, and Mantung Acharya wrote down in the form of poem. So that's why this one, that Bhaktamar came in picture. So having the digression, now coming back to the point, minimum age of infernal and celestial life is 10,000 years, maximum 33 Sagropam years. Minimum age for human being and subhuman is intra-Indian hour, means antarmural, and maximum 3 palya. What are those numbers? Means intra-Indian hour means there is a limit for that intra-Indian hour, means antarmurat. Minimum antarmurat means 1 avli plus 1 samay will define everything. 1 avli plus 1 samay is a minimum, and max is 48 minutes minus 1 samay. So this is the whole range of times that is there in which I can be having minimum life. For example, a human being comes in mother's womb, and those 6 paryapti we talked about, he is not able to finish those 6 paryapti. Then in the antarmurat, he will die. So minimum life is intra-Indian hour, means antarmurat. Maximum is 3 palya. 3 palya means 8.4 million times 8.4 million is 1 palya. 84 lakh times 84 lakh. 8.4 million times 8.4 million is 1 palya. And one can go max as 3 palya as a human. You can live that much. Having said that, let's go now. When living being finishes minimum and max years in each realms of in sequence, then one cycle of incarnation is done. That means, let's start from the hellish soul. His life is minimum 10,000 years. So 10,000 years plus one samay that he hangs around in infernal life. Then he goes wherever he goes. It doesn't make any difference. But 10,000 years plus 2 samay. When he comes back again to the hell and the 2 samay. Then 10,000 years and 3 samay. That way he finishes 10,000 years onwards up to 33 Sagropam years in sequence. That means the infernal life is done. Then he'll be coming the heavenly life. Same thing, 10,000 years plus one samay minimum up to 10,000 years plus 31 Sagropam. Here they are taking 31 Sagropam years for the celestial life. Same way, now you start with the human, intra-Indian hour you start, and then you go up to 3 palya in succession. Same thing for subhuman. This just gives us the idea how big these things are there, how huge, enormous amount of time that we have passed by. And remember, in this enormous amount of time that I pass by, I remain in mithyatva. I remain in wrong faith. Remember, faith has only 2 phases. Either faith could be of wrong faith, or faith could be of a right faith. Only 2 types of faith could be there. For time infinite, I'm in the wrong faith. How long it will take to change over to right faith? One samay. One samay. There's a story. Story means there is one factory going on, and there's millions of dollars of output is occurring from the factory, and suddenly factory stopped working. And the mechanics and engineers and everybody, they start looking at it. They cannot find a reason. So finally, they went to the boss, and boss said, "Come on, do something, you know." So then they found out, they said that there is one expert, and so they called the expert. This expert comes, he analyzes all the things, and then he says, "Give me one hammer." He gets the hammer, and he hits the hammer at one point in the big factory machine, and the factory starts working, and the production started going on. So now the boss says, "Okay, sir, you finish all this thing. You saved my skin and everything. So how much do I have to pay you?" Guy says, $10,000. Wait a second. You have hammer in your hand and you hit one hammer at one place, $10,000? He says, "Yeah, actually, it's a hitting the hammer at particular place was $1 only, but $9,999 are exactly where to hit. For that thing, I went to school. I spent 25 years in the school to learn the technique. And so $9,999 are for that amount." So same way here, enormous amount of time that I'm in mithyatva, I'm in wrong faith. Okay, I can't change anything in the past, so why to worry about it? Past is for learning. And so right now, if I know that I'm in the wrong faith state for time infinite, then let me work on the right thing. So I start preparing myself. I know what's the nature of the soul, what's a substance, what's an attribute, what's a mode, how are they related, what's the relationship with each substance with another substance of the universe, and what is nimit, what is naimitic, what is principal core, what is auxiliary core. All those things I learn. I prepare myself 25 years of schooling. And when I'm ready, I just change my faith from the wrong faith to right faith in one samay only. So changes occurs in one samay only, but for that thing, preparation needs. We are preparing ourselves. We are preparing on the right direction. We are going in right direction. We want to have right faith. We want to get rid of this wrong faith. We are going to make it. If we are not going to make it, who's going to make it? I'm the five sense sentient being, human being. I know this Jain philosophy. I know the structure of the soul. I know the independence of the soul. I know the modes and all these things. I know those things. And it makes sense to me. Because I have analytical mind. I don't want to take anything hands down. I question myself. I don't understand. Tell me what it means. And that way, we learn all these things. So we are on the right path, and one precious moment it will occur, and it will occur in this life. Remember, because we are working in that direction sincerely. It's not that simply we are sitting for 1 hour listening and then just say, it's done. What a big deal. No, here I learn and I try to imbibe in my life. I want to make my life as a second nature to be on the right path. As for the time infinite, I'm the wrong faith as a second nature. Now I want to change the gear. I want to go in the other directions. I'm working at it. I'm looking at it. I'm going to make it. So this cycle of incarnation that I finished infinite amount in the past, it doesn't make a dime's difference to me because I'm going to make it myself. So as we said, celestial life has to take maximum 31 Sagrapam years. Now comes the cycle of thoughts, bhav paravartan. This is the most difficult one that we have to understand. I mean, out of 5 paravartans, bhav paravartan is extremely large in number, and we have to understand certain baseline numbers that are what they are and everything. So let's try to understand what they say. Hold it. Okay, all right. Karma gets bonded in 4 forms. When karma bondage occurs to me, there are the 4 forms. One is a type, which is called Prakruti. Number 2, amount, it's called Pradesh. Number 3 is duration, means Sthiti. Number 4 is intensity, means Anubhav. Let's talk one thing at a time. You know, right now, I have the Samaysar scripture in front of me. And I don't give proper honor to the Samaysar scripture. I just throw it, whatever it is, or when I'm sitting, I just put it on the ground and everything. I do not, excuse me, I do not show my respect to this scripture. Then I acquire knowledge obscuring karma. When I'm doing rag and dvesh, when I have inclination of attachment and aversion, then I'm going to bind deluding karma to myself. So this kind of prakruti, means types of karma, is just simply there. Types of karma, different types of karma, 8 types of karmas are there. So those are the things that what kind of karma I'm bonding, that's a type. Amount, each time how much amount of karma particle I'm binding. This amount of karma particle binding has no value. For example, I had a pure white clothes and I'm in an extremely dusty area. You come to Arizona, you come to Phoenix, and there is a storm is there, dust storm is there, and all that dust gets accumulated on your shirt. This shirt becomes very dirty right away. So what? How long it will take for you to remove the dirt? You just work on a shirt and it will go away. You splash your shirt and all the dirt is gone. So same way, karma particle amount, how much I'm binding, has nothing to worry about, because number 3 and number 4 are most important. Number 3 is duration. Once the karma particle types and amount comes to the soul, how long they are going to stay. How long they are going to stay means, for example, the deluding karma, max they can stay with the soul can be 70 kroda krodi sagropam years. So it can hang around for a very, very, very long time, depending on what was my intensity, what was my nature of inclination at the time of bonding this karma. And last thing is intensity anubhav, means when you are getting the fruition of this karma, with what intensity they will give me the fruition. Would it be in a milder form or will it be in the intense form? So that's anubhav. So Prakriti, Pradesh, Sthiti, Anubhav. Types, amount, duration, and intensity are 4 types of karma bondage occurs with me as a soul. Now, soul, as we said, soul also has some play to, soul is also playing some part in this one. So soul's passion or soul's toxic emotions, soul's inclination of attachment and aversion, anger, deceit, ego, greed, all those things are involved in duration and intensity of karma bondage. That means soul's passions, toxic passions, anger, deceit, ego, pride, or inclination of attachment and aversion, they are related with the duration and intensity of karma fruition. How long they will stay, how intense they will be having fruition. So that's a soul's passion, soul's toxic emotions are to be considered here. Now, number 1 and 2, they are related with soul's vibratory activity of the space point, yoga. What is yoga? If we have to define yoga, what is yoga? Yoga means, in general, people will say yoga means to connect 2 things. Here, that is not the definition appropriate. Yoga means, somebody else will say, it's a mind, speech, and action of the body is called yoga. There is also not intended meaning over here. Yoga means there is a yogi attribute. There is an attribute of the soul. Soul has one pure attribute which makes the space point of the soul as a stationary. Once again, this is a very important point, so you don't want to miss out. Soul has one attribute, it's called ayog, A-Y-O-G, ayog. That's a pure attribute. That pure attribute keeps vibratory, that keeps the space point of the soul as a stationary. That's a real nature of the ayogi attribute. And that will be seen in Siddha Bhagavan, in liberated souls, that their space point vibratory activity is gone, and now there is a stationary space point remaining in the soul's innumerable space points. Soul has an innumerable space point. They keep on vibrating every moment in a transmigratory soul. Soul has an innumerable space point, and in a liberated soul, there will not be any vibration of those space points. That's a real attribute of the ayogi attribute. So, all the transmigratory souls, they have the space point keeps on vibration, keeps on shaking all the time. And that is called yoga. So the real absolute definition of yoga is soul's vibratory activity of the space points. And when this vibratory activity of the space point occurs, at that time, as a secondary cause in the matter particle, the mind, speech, and bodily action will be seen. Once again, all transmigratory souls, they have the vibratory activity of the space point called yoga. And because of the yoga, because yoga becoming nimit, because yoga becoming as instrumental cause, that on the pudgal particles, on the matter particles, the mind, speech, and action of the bodily action will be seen. So this is the most important. Yoga means my own. Remember, we have to have soul-centric definition. So this is a soul-centric definition for the yoga. And this yoga is a reason for types and amount of karma coming to the soul. Period. That's it.
Kirit, uncle?
Yes.
Can you just give one time the definition of yoga and ayog attribute in Gujarati? Just
Okay.
I want to hear it.
Ayogi gun એ આત્માનો અયોગી ગુણ is a natural thing. જેવું આત્માની અંદર જ્ઞાન ગુણ છે, દર્શન ગુણ છે, ચારિત્ર ગુણ છે, અસ્તિત્વ ગુણ, વસ્તુત્વ ગુણ છે, જેવા અનંત ગુણો આત્મામાં છે, એવો એક યોગ અયોગ નામનો ગુણ પણ છે. અયોગ, રાઈટ? અયોગ ગુણ છે. તો એની altered, any disturbed पर्याय, any altered पर्याय ने तमे योग कीधु. जो ज्ञाननी पर्याय ने अज्ञान कीधु, दर्शननी पर्याय ने तमे मिथ्यात्व कह्यु, perverted पर्याय, चारित्रनी पर्याय ने तमे मिथ्या चारित्र कह्यु. एवी रीते अयोगी गुणनु altered पर्याय ने योग कहेवामां आव्युं. એટલે કે અયોગી ગુણનું કાર્ય stationary space point of the soul in a stationary ray, and in this vibration ના થાય, એનું પરિસ્પંદન ના થાય. બરાબર છે? સ્પંદન ના થાય, there is no vibration. હવે એટલે અયોગી ગુણનું altered modification, એની altered પર્યાય, જેમ જ્ઞાન ગુણની altered પર્યાય અજ્ઞાન કીધી, દર્શન ગુણની ઓલ્ટર્ડ પર્યાયને મિથ્યાત્વ કહ્યું, ચારિત્ર ગુણની ઓલ્ટર્ડ પર્યાયને મિથ્યા ચારિત્ર કહ્યું. એવી રીતે અયોગી ગુણનું ઓલ્ટર્ડ પર્યાયને યોગ કહ્યું. એટલે when we say યોગ, અને એ યોગના નિમિત્તથી મન, વચન, કાયાની પ્રવૃત્તિ પૂદગલમાં દેખાય છે. Means my thinking, my speech, my bodily action, they are as a result of yoga occurring in the soul's vibratory activity. Yoga becomes nimit, and man, vachan, kayani pravrutti becomes principal cause. So again, yoga and man, vachan, kaya, they are all entirely separate. Now, vyavhar nahi, when we are talking, we can just say कि योग means मन वचन काया, but that is a व्यवहार नहीं. That is a व्यवहार नहीं. But the निश्चय definition is vibratory activity of the space point. એટલે કે આત્માના પ્રદેશોનું કંપન, આત્મા પ્રદેશોનું કંપન, એનું નામ યોગ. આત્મા પ્રદેશોની કંપનની સ્થિરતા થવી, એનું નામ અયોગ. Does it make sense?
Yeah. So are you saying that Atman Kampan is nimit for uday of dravya karma?
Yes, you are right. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, nimit, see, remember, we have to say independence of all the substances, universal substances, right? We want to make sure that universal substances are all independent. So soul's vibratory activity is independent, and man, vachan, kaya activity is also independent. Because for time infinite, it is occurring so quickly together that I just think that man, vachan, kaya is yoga. But that's a Vyavad definition. So we have to be very careful. So yog kone hoy? Who has a yog? Only Tirthankar, only Aryan Bhagwan on 13 Gunsthanak has a yog. So 13 Gunsthanak, Tirthankar Bhagwan, see, Tirthankar Bhagwan has taken out all the passions. On the 12th Gunsthanak, we will take one time Gunsthanak, and so we will have proper understanding what is a Gunsthanak means. Right now, take the word that on 12th Gunsthanak, all the passions are gone. All toxic emotions are gone. All rag dvesh are gone. All krodh, man, maya, lobh are gone. Ego, anger, ego, deceit, greed, all are gone. Now, only remains to the 13 Gunsthanak is vibratory activity, the space point of yoga, and that's why Aryan Bhagwan also will have karma bondage. But that karma bondage, in one samay he acquires karma, second samay there is a fruition, and third samay they go away. Remember I said the types and amount means the karma particle came, but he is so pure, the cloth is pure, and it is not dirt or not weight or anything. So you just shake it up and all the dirt goes out. Same way here. Within one samay, the Tirthankar Bhagwan, Aryan Bhagwan will remove the types and amount of karma particle from him, just like that. So your Aryan Bhagwan also, when I say Tirthankar Bhagwan means all the Aryant may not be Tirthankar, but all the Tirthankar are Arihant. Means, let's presume that we all are sitting over here and we went up to 13 Gunsthanak. Now, it's not possible right now in this time cycle, but presumption. So if we all become, then let's say that out of all this thing, only one guy is going to be having a Tirthankar Nam Karma, so he could be Tirthankar. But rest are Aryant. So Aryant has no passions involved at all. He is a passionless state. Only he has a vibratory activity. So he has those teeny tiny karma come and go away, as if you're drawing a line in a water. When you're drawing the line ahead, the line keeps on going, but in the back, that line disappears. So that type of activity occurs in Aryan Bhagwan on 13 Gunsthanak. On 14 Gunsthanak, he gives up this yoga. On 14 Gunsthanak, within fraction of second, and the literature says, Phai Rasva Swar Bole Tyan Sudhi, means it's so minimal amount of time, then activity of the mind, speech, and body cease to exist, and the soul becomes free, and soul goes to Adobhi of Siddha, and he becomes a free soul. So this is the way the karma gets bonded. So these are the things that we have to keep in mind, and once we keep this in mind, then it will make little bit more meaning when we talk next time about Bhav Paravartan, how Bhav Paravartan comes in picture. So right now, by talking this karma bonded, types, amount, duration, intensity, we are already touching the Karnanu Yoga. Karnanu Yoga means the scriptures related to the karma particles and all the things. Samaysar is based on mainly Dravyanu Yoga, the absolute metaphysics. But there are 4 types of anuyogas are there. 4 types of scriptures are there totally. First one is called Prathmanu Yoga, means storytelling scripture. Second is called Charnanu Yoga, means conduct related scriptures. Third is called Karnanu Yoga, means space and the universe and karma particles and 6 universal substances. All those things, they are called Karnanu Yoga. And the last one is called metaphysics, means a hardcore philosophy, Dravyanu Yoga. So Samaysar type of scriptures are Dravyanu Yoga mainly. Gomatsar and a Karma Granth and all those things are Karnanu Yoga scriptures. There are also scripture for conduct related scriptures. That is, for example, Ratnakant Savakachar, in which what is the Purusha Siddhi Upay, means how could be a conduct for a householder, what could be conduct of the monks and everything. And last one is a Prathmanu Yoga, means storytelling. That Lord Mahavir, he did something wrong in the previous life, that this life somebody comes and puts the nail in his ears, and all the storytelling from which we take the essence of a take-home message, that what do I have to do? I don't want to do what he did before, something like that. So those are the things that we'll talk. I think already some time passed so fast, I can't believe that, Any questions now? Okay. Everybody's, I think they are unmuted, right? Let me check it out.
No question?
Yes. Chirag is unmute. I'll meet him unmute. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any questions?
Great, Uncle. Will you give a summary next time of the last one?
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Yeah. Because Bhav Paravartan is very important to understand. Remember, all these things, do I want to know it, all the things? I want to experience my soul. Yes, it's important because I have to know how long, what kind of journey I have passed by. So that way it becomes important for me that what I want to be in the future, So that helps my determination that now in this human being, as a 5 sense person, and I have my brain, I like Jain philosophy, I accept it, I read it, I understand it, now I'm going to put into action. So those are important things for us to know. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so next week we'll meet again. If there is no question, then we can just do the closing. Yeah, go ahead.
Why are these issues being brought up in Samaysar Gatha 4?
What's that?
Why are these items being brought up?
Why is these things are saying Samaysar Gatha 4?
Yes.
Yeah, because it says that time infinite, I am wandering around, and because I'm wandering around, so it becomes very easy for me to go in Vibhav Bhav. It's easy for me to go in deluded state. And that's why, because I want to slip on slope. So each time there is something happens, I'm in the Vibhav Bhav already. I'm in deluded state only. And that is very easy. It has become quote unquote very easy for me. And because I have not looked at my pure nature of the soul, and that's why it appears to be very difficult for me. Acharya Bhagavan says, we are wondering that to be in the deluded state, you have to look around, you have to look at the Pudgal, you have to look at the material particle, then you have to go in there, where you have to do the Rag and Dvesh, go within your own self. It's so easy. So Acharya Bhagavan says, we are wondering why you are able to go to the deluded state so easy, because you are there for time infinite. So that's why stanza 4 says that because it's so easy for me to go in the deluded state, so it has become second nature. So I just say, so what? If somebody pulls my leg, I have to become angry. So what? If somebody gives me, somebody says, oh, I'm a great and everything, so I have to have ego. So it has become second nature for me. But Acharya Bhagavan wants to tell us that these are not right thing. You have to go within and look within, and it's very easy to go within. That's why it is telling all these things to us. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, then can we do closing?
Yes.
Okay. Sarva Mangala Mangalyam Sarva Kalyana Karakam Pradhanam Sarva Dharmanam Jainam Jaitu Sasanam Jainam Jaitu Sasanam Yavani ke Gyan se Sujhe Lokalo Sovani Mastaka Namo Sada Deta Now by Namo Mantra. Jai Jai everybody. Thank you.
Jai Janandra.
Jai Jai.
Next week.
Jai
All right. Bye bye.